What's going on, guys? Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, what's going on in the United States, Washington, D.C., and the next stimulus package, which has been announced at $3.5 trillion. And this will be a very big week for the House of Representatives as they will be putting together the bill, possibly voting on the bill, as next Monday, a week from today, is the voting date for the physical infrastructure bill. And the plan is, and always has been, to have the stimulus package voted on before the physical infrastructure bill. And there will be a lot of progressive Democrats very upset if they don't have the stimulus package passed before the physical infrastructure bill. We're going to have a lot of details coming out this week and in this video about what is going on with this next stimulus package bill, as well as what is going on in our country today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down. This one is probably the most interesting one, and that, yeah, all of these things are the majority of Americans, or at least in this poll, are most very concerned about. Yeah, and inflation and prices being the #1 concern. Yeah. And honestly, I would have to say that is a big driver of inflation, prices, and unemployment. I mean, so if you took Afghanistan out of this, that would be the main driver of inflation and unemployment. Because I mean, you could argue that it is. I mean, unemployment is being driven by and inflation and prices right now are being driven by the supply chain shortages that we're having. And I'll tell you, I'm seeing a lot of articles like this from all sorts of different news outlets. Stimulus check update, 5 reasons $2,000 monthly checks are essential. Like I said, I'm seeing a lot of different articles like this almost every single day. #1, Delta cases have surged. We're averaging around 150,000 people testing positive every single day. As of this week, 1 in every 500 Americans have died. We went through the numbers the other day, and that is actually true. 1 in every 500 Americans have died from about 650,000 Americans. So again, another case for more stimulus checks. #2, 5.3 million fewer people are on the payroll. CBS News recently looked at how the has impacted jobs just in Texas alone, a state with one of the highest infection rates in the country. Because Texas have been encouraged to go on without masks, fear of contracting has led many to stay home rather than go back to a job where they might be infected. Even those who don't fear for their personal well-being are often caught in the position of needing to stay home to care for family members who might have caught them. #3, 9.1 million people are now without enhanced unemployment. Remember that the unemployment benefit bonuses have now ended. They have lapsed. And now we remember that we do have Representative AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Cori Bush have actually wrote a bill to add extended unemployment benefits in the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. So they are pushing to have this added into the stimulus package, but it's just a proposal. It's not added into the stimulus package. And it's really a coin toss if it will be added in there or not. We'd have to have leadership like Nancy Pelosi or Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say that, yes, they want to add it into the package. And even then, we could have some moderate Democrats that oppose it. If Joe Manchin says no, well, then you know how that goes. We get 1 or 2 moderate Democrats that say they don't want to have it in there, and it could be the whole deal. Right now, it looks unlikely that unemployment benefits will be extended, but we do have some progressive Democrats that are trying to have it added into the next stimulus package. #4, the child tax credit is slated to end in December. That's right, and we've talked about this on the show. Those monthly checks for 65 million children, $250 to $300 monthly checks called the child tax credits, that total $3,000 to $3,600 per year, end at December unless they can pass this next $3.5 trillion stimulus package and include an extension of the child tax credits, which they do want to do, but they have to pass the package. And Senator Joe Manchin is really threatening that well, might not happen. Of course, they're pushing forward with that in the House this week and potentially voting on it this week, because remember that a week from today, they're set to vote on the physical infrastructure package, which I'll get to here in a second. And the plan is to have the stimulus package passed before then. If not, we have some Democrats threatening that they might not pass the infrastructure package. I'll get to that here in a second. And number 5, food insecurity is part of 17 million children's lives. Thankfully, they did just pass the 25% SNAP increase, which is a permanent increase, which will kick in on October 1st. Now, remember that the temporary increase ends in September, but the 25% permanent increase on your normal amount of SNAP increase will kick in October, and that is a permanent increase going forward forever, permanently. And really adding in a fourth stimulus check would really be beneficial to everybody, because it would really help out everybody during this. And there is enough money in this package, even if they cut the package down to $2 trillion or $2.5 trillion. Remember, the third stimulus check package was only $1.9 trillion, and they had enough room in there for $1,400 stimulus checks for adults, $1,400 stimulus checks for children, and $1,400 stimulus checks for adult dependents and college students who didn't even receive stimulus checks from stimulus check round 1 and 2. They were completely left out. And there was the $3,000 to $3,600 child tax credits. However, remember though that this time around they have this huge Medicare expansion that is going to cost like hundreds of billions of dollars this time around, to include hearing, dental, vision coverage, hearing aid coverage, and denture coverage, as well as lower the Medicare eligibility age to age 60. So that is a significant portion of the bill. Also, expanding the child tax credit is a significant portion of the bill. I think it's over $1 trillion. We don't know the exact amount yet because, well, we haven't seen the bill. It hasn't been released to the public yet, so we don't have an exact number on all this stuff yet. But that's expected to be over $1 trillion. The Medicare portion of the bill is hundreds of billions of dollars, probably over $500 billion. Those two portions of the bill are probably $1.5 trillion alone. So like Senator Joe Manchin, who only wants to spend $1.5 trillion, do you see how things get a little bit iffy? We also have Senator Bernie Sanders that says the Senate Democrats are weighing sending a $1,000 voucher for seniors to purchase new Medicare benefits, which would really be, if you're on Medicare already, this would basically be an extra $1,000 for you for Medicare benefits. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont on Tuesday said that Senate Democrats were considering $1,000 vouchers for seniors to access expanded Medicare benefits that could form a major part of the $3.5 trillion social spending plan they want to pass this month. He said it would serve as a brief stopgap measure while programs are implemented. Quote, in terms of the voucher, what we want to do is make sure that people understand the significance, the Vermont Independent told Insider. So as a bridge, I think we're looking at here is a $1,000 right away, or what we're looking at here is $1,000 right away. Use that to go to the dentist if you cannot afford to go. That's very temporary, but maybe a bridge for a year. So again, I think what we're looking at here is $1,000 right away. Maybe use that to go to the dentist if you cannot afford to go. Hey, $1,000 is $1,000, so we'll see. Again, now is when they're really kind of throwing a lot of things to maybe go in the package, and they're really doing the final negotiations. So things are really getting kind of juicy. Even after they write the bill from the second stimulus check package, remember they added the second stimulus check in there after they wrote the bill. So final negotiations go up literally until the last minute. On the third stimulus check package, they added in that $10,200 unemployment tax break. Even after the House passed the bill, the Senate added it in there. And that if you had unemployment last year, that meant that you actually ended up getting tax-free income up to $10,000 of unemployment income tax-free, and that meant the average person got anywhere from $800 to $1,000 of a refund check. Some people actually got over $3,000 back because I've seen your comments and saying so. For a lot of people, it was anywhere from like $800 to $3,000 back, and that stimulus provision they added in at the very last moment. So these next days are going to be, depending on how quickly they pass it, can be very crucial because they can literally add in stimulus provisions like $1,000 cash voucher for people on Medicare, an unemployment provision, a stimulus check, a fourth stimulus check. They can add these things in literally up until the very last moment. Yeah. Now, the Congressional Progressive Caucus is preparing to block the infrastructure bill if the reconciliation budget fails. So if they don't pass the stimulus package, then the Progressive Caucus, which is the Bernie Sanders, the AOC, the more left-leaning Democrats, probably or might not pass the physical infrastructure package. The physical infrastructure package is set to be voted on 1 week from today. So if they don't pass the stimulus package in the next week, which is why this is a very critical week, well, we're going to have to see what will happen. Will they vote on the physical infrastructure package if the stimulus package does not pass here in the next week? Or if they don't get around to finishing the package and voting on it here in the next week? Will they vote on the physical infrastructure package? Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting week because basically the clock is ticking. We're now down to 7 days or less until the final countdown. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting week. We also have the debt ceiling to deal with this week and the government shutdown. The government will shut down in 10 days. September 30th is the deadline. If they don't come to an agreement on September 30th, by October 1st, the government will shut down. Yeah, this is part of the annual budget that they have to do every year. The government shutdown, they have to do that. And then they also have to raise the debt ceiling. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that the government will run out of money and default sometime in October. Yeah, so they have a lot going on and they have to deal with it all starting this week. So I will keep you up to date with everything. It's going to be a very big week. Do not miss any episodes at this point. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. There's also a share button down below. You can click to share this video with your friends and family. After subscribing, click the bell icon to get all notifications, to get reminders when we go live with new videos. You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is how there's a big movement to add a $1,400 stimulus check into this next stimulus package. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video. The next video. The next video. The next video.